Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 15 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the previous video, we finished a modeling. Now, what I'm planning to do is add in some information right here, but we want to go to south elevation first. I want to fix something. I want to fix this one. So I'm gonna select that, edit in place, and then I'm gonna select one of this, and then I'm going to edit extrusion, and I want to move this one all the way down, and then click on finish, and then we could move this actually down and it will space it out properly. So I'm just estimating the sizing of that, and we could just move it a little bit down and then click finish. And then once we do that, what I'm planning to do is delete all of this. So I'm gonna edit this one again and then select this ones right here. So I'm just deleting them in order for us to add the one that we fixed. So I'm gonna copy this and then hit the corner right here, because I know everything is consistent with the sizing. So I just add in the multiple so that I could add it multiple times, and then click on finish, and then review it in 3D view. And that looks good. This one looks nice. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on ground, and then I just want to add in some planter box right here. I want to add it right here and then right here. So what I'm gonna do is click on architecture, click on component model in place, and then click on generic model. And then here I'm gonna click on extrusion. I'm gonna set it up at my level, which is the ground floor, and I'm going to select probably one of the concrete. So I'm gonna use this one. I haven't used this yet, so I'm gonna use that. After that, click on rectangle, and I just want to add a rectangle box right here in front of the house, and then add a rectangle right here as well in front of this. And then now I'm gonna create a rectangle again with an offset of 50, and just make it very small like that, and then offset it to the inside, and then clicking spacebar to change the orientation of that offset. So now once we're good, click on finish. Let's go to 3D in order for us to just push it up. So here we could push it all together going up, and then we could just move it a little bit more, not too much. We want to have some spacing, so that's about it. And then go back to the ground and then create another extrusion. This will be for the so I'm gonna type in earth, and we could pull it up, or we could just put grass instead. I think that will be the best way, and then add it from the inside. And then once we finish, click on finish right there, go to 3D in order for us to extend the height, and we're just basically putting it a little bit high enough like that. I think that's good enough, and then click on finish. And I like the way it looks proper, so we could just put small flowers or whatever that we can see right here in front of the house, and that will be looking good. And then after that, once that's done, what we could do now is create our sheets. So right now, we could go to the project browser, and then you can click on the sheet right here, right click, and then new sheet. Right now we have A0 metric. If you go to load and check your title blocks, we have multiple title blocks right here. I'm just gonna stick on A0, but if you want to load it, you can click on open and it will be in this list. So now I have my A0 right here, which is the default. I'm just gonna click on OK. It will start off with A101. You could basically click right here if you want to change. So project name will be MJ House, and then owner is myself, ACD, Archcore Design, and then whatever, this will be cover sheet. And then you could just leave it like that. And then every time you create another one, you can click on duplicate, or you can click on new sheet right here. If you keep on clicking, Revit will recognize the sequencing, and then it will just follow along that sequence. So now right here, what we can have is we can put in our site plan. And then we have next, you can change it right here as well. This will be the first floor. And then we have second floor. And then we have another one will be our elevation. You can put roof plan if you want to. And then we need to add new more sheets. So another elevation right here. And then you can put in section if you want to. So might as well create some section just to show what we can do. And definitely you can click right here if you want to change all of this namings. And then after that, in order for us to create a cover sheet, what I want to add here is a view. So from the ground, what we could do is we could create a rendering. So I'm gonna create a camera right here, and then I'm gonna focus it all the way there. It will create this shot right here, and then from here we could add all of this, so we could make it fine, realistic, or shaded, or whatever we want. So right now I'm gonna put in shaded. We could select this one and then rotate it from here. So we could just basically do that. We could crop all of this, and we could change the view. You can change all the clippings right here, and then the eye elevation. So depending on what you want, the height of that elevation. What I'm planning to do is just a simple shaded. So I'm gonna click on graphic display, and I want my background to be gradient. Click apply, and the simple of that, I like the way that it is viewed. What I want to do after that is I could click on right here, rendering. So I could render it and then put it, I'm just gonna render a draft just to see how easy it is to render. But obviously there's different kinds. There's high resolution and those kind of stuff. This is only draft, so it's basically a simple rendering. I like it simple because so that I could just show you guys how you can do it. But there's a lot here. We have medium, high, best, and custom. So it differs on how long it will take it to render. So you can basically adjust the exposure if you want to. You can save it to the project, and you can also export the file. So here I could just basically create a different exposure, and I could hide, or and then I could apply all of those. So I could save this to my project. I'm gonna change it to here, and it will create a rendering view right here on my project browser. Afterwards, it's right here. So I could close this one, and then I'm gonna go to my cover sheet, and then here you'll be able to just drag and drop. After that, we could click here, no title, and then we could double click here and then enlarge this. Knowing that we were able to enlarge this because it was a rendering, but if you only have a view, you won't be able to enlarge this part. So if you only have a view, you won't be able to do that. After this, I want to create a sheet list. So what we could do here is go here and schedule, right click on that, and then new sheet list. I want to add is the sheet number first, so put it right here on the side, and then sheet name, put it and add those parameter. After that, we can create right here. So we have the sheet number, horizontal left. What we can do is create this appearance. I don't want a blank row before data because it will create a blank row. So if we create OK, it will look like this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my cover sheet, click right here, and then grab it right there. I don't like the look, so what I could do is select that or edit this one. So we could just double click here, and then we could edit the appearance. So here I'm gonna click here so that this gap won't be there. Press on OK. So here, default size, we could change this to a bigger size. And then here, header will be 4, and then body text will be 3.5. So this will be a lot bigger once we go back to our cover sheet. So now it will look like that. Header, and then the body text. So now you can basically move this around and change how it looks, but it looks fine with me. So every time you add another one, for example, if we delete the section, it will automatically delete on your sheet list. So I'm just gonna undo that. So our cover sheet is good. Let's go to our site plan. What we could do is we could click right here under site plan, and what we could do is edit how it looks. So I'm gonna check all of them first, and then select this and then grab it from there, so we could just show the area that we want to. Once you're done, click on finish, and then I want to add it for the site first. So here I'm going to grab it here. So I like the way it looks, and the scaling is good enough. So 1:100 for this. We could remove this elevation tags by typing VG and then going to annotation, and then here click on E and then uncheck this elevation. So now elevation tag is gone. And then for our section, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move this one all the way like that, so we could create our section later on. And then I'm just gonna add another one so that there's 2 elevation, and probably the best one should be right about here. cutting through there, and then I'm just gonna change this elevation view range right here, or section view range. So now, um, so we have all of that. I think for our section we shouldn't show this one. So section views, so VG on that, and then section should be right here as well. But don't worry, it will appear on our levels, so we could recognize that as afterwards. So right now in site, we have all of this. You'll be able to check right here, and then you'll be able to select here to grab this one. So there's a mechanic on in order for this one to be moved, and then press escape and then select this view in order for you to change this sizing. So there's a lot of those stuff to be think of when changing some of this. After that, go to first floor, and what we could do is just grab it and then add it on the view. As you can see, it's too small for the view. We just did that for the site plan, but what we could do is go back right here under first floor and change the size of the scale. We change it to fine as well if you want to, and then after that you can check all of this under the properties, and this will be able to crop our view right here. Once you'll be able to grab that, just uncheck this one so that it doesn't show. Go back to first floor and then grab that level 1. Now it's a lot bigger on what we've done, and then press escape, select this one, put it right here, press escape again, select this one, this view, and then you'll be able to grab this. If you want to follow the first floor from our cover sheet, needs to be first floor, what you can do is you could select this view, and then here the view name is level 1. If you want to change this to first floor, you will need to change it right here, and it will change right here as well. If you don't want to change all those namings right here, but you just want the naming to change right here, you just need to change it on the title of the sheet. So first floor, you can put it on all caps, select right here, and then click apply. It will apply right here directly, and then as you can see, this is still called level 1, and then it's level 1 right here. After that, what we could do is we go to our second floor, and here we need to have the same view as the first floor, so we could just definitely just change it right here, and then check all of this in order for this box to appear, and then grab the same one and then edit the view, and then uncheck this one afterwards. So now that this is ready, we go to our sheet and then grab this one and then add it right in the middle, but we need to edit the level again, so click here and then type it on this second floor, click it on the right side and then click apply, press escape, double time, and then right here put it right here, select the view again to change the view line right here. After that, let's go to our elevation. What we could do is test it first, how it looks. This looks very small, but we could do is we could test it out, maybe increase the section view, and then let's go back right here and then grab it and see how it looks. So that looks good, but if we go to our north and if we change the scale, will it look the same? So now we're just testing first. before we completely add it. So it looks fine. And then I just don't want the boring view of the elevation. So what we can do is we could go right here, we change it to fine, we change it to consistent color, to change different, or we could just do the hidden. But what we could do is go right here, graphic display, and then change the background to gradient so it will look nice. We can even go to sky if we want to, but that doesn't look nice. So gradient it is, click on open. And then here, go to your properties and then check those three boxes again so that we could crop this and then fix it to the view that we want. Now we need to do this on all of them in order for us to see it better. Plus, we just need to grab and drag all of that. So it's a lot easier for us to change it quickly like this. So I just made a mistake in putting that one. I'm gonna click on the gradient and then change all of this. Grab it there and move the crop box right here. I think that's good enough, and then check this one. So let's do it on our south elevation as well. Put it in fine, hidden, and then graphic display, and just add the gradient for the background in order to give us some nice view. And then after that, go to the properties in order to check all of those crop views and annotation, and then after that uncheck the one in the middle and you're ready. Make sure the scaling is changed as well so that everything follows along and all of them are consistent with the sizing. And then here, once you do one and you remember everything that you want to do, it will be second nature and you'll be able to do this a lot fast. And then uncheck this, and then that's good enough. Now we just need to go right here, drag and drop east elevation and then north elevation, go back or just click on the second elevation, click on the south elevation and then the west elevation. That looks good. And then now we're just looking for the section, and then you just go to your section list right here, and I like to see it first, knowing that we need to change the scale because it's the same scale that our elevation should be on as well. And we could just change this one as well. So fine, hidden, and then let's change the display background so that it looks nice. So just a change of that. And if you want, you could add in some shadows. You can turn that on and off. But I'm just gonna leave it like this. That looks nice anyway. And why not change that and then uncheck the one in the middle. After that, section 2 as well. And we could just click right here, change the scale, put it in fine, change the background view to gradient again, and that looks really good. What we could do is uncheck this one, and then once you're finished with everything, just drag and drop and you have all your views ready. So the next thing that we could do is just print it. So what we could do is click on print, After that, select your printer or whatnot. Check here. Make sure that what's the sizing of metric 0. This is fine. You click here, selected views, and then you go back here to create the combined multiple, or else this will be separating the files. So after that, select right here, uncheck this view, and then check all. So I'm basically saying to Revit that I want to print all of it. I'm gonna save this one. You can put it as full set. The good thing about creating your preset views to print is because sometimes this is a lot of lists right here. And sometimes you just click on the sheets that you need. If you have revision, you can click and save as those revision sheets so that you can always print it very fast. You don't need to click on um, continually clicking on all of those sheets again. So this is a good way of saving you time by creating those presets. After that, click on OK and then just wait for it to be printed. And then I'm just gonna save it right here into the folder. And what I want to do is just double check. And once it's done printing, you'll be able to have this printed views right here. So this is just a rough draft rendering. That's why the views is like that. There's a lot of noise, denoiser, flies on the printed, but you can always select the highest. And then here we have the printed site plan, first floor, second floor, and then the elevations, and then the section. So thank you for watching and hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.